Hey guys, welcome back to MEC'S vlog. So today I'm going to show you how I made this yummy delicious porridge beans. All right, so yeah, walk with me through the process. So first off, I'm going to pour in my water inside of my pot. So my pot is already sitting pretty on top of my gas cooker, so all I'm doing right now is pouring in my water inside of the pot, and then I'll proceed to add my washed beans. Okay, so this beans is already washed, and I'm going to pour that inside of my pot. All right, so yeah, this beans is called butter beans, reason being that it is very sweet on its own, so it tastes like butter if there's anything like that. Yeah, but trust me, it's really very sweet on its own. So I'm just gonna stir that and then cover it up and allow that to cook. So after 10 minutes, I came back to check on the beans, and as you can see, it's boiling. It has boiled, a little bit. So I'm just going to proceed to add the next ingredient. Don't worry, I'm going to list all the ingredients in the description box so you can check them out. All right, so the next thing I'm going to be adding in here is my onion. Remember that onions helps beans to cook faster. It makes it get soft faster. Okay, so you don't have to use some people always say, oh, you can put a stainless spoon inside of your pots of beans and it's going to cook fast. I do not recommend that, because it doesn't seem healthy to me. Okay, so yeah, so I always recommend you use onions when you're cooking your beans, because beans can be very hard, so you want it to cook fast. And yeah, so I just added some more water that I'm going to use to cook that, and cover my pot and allow that to boil. So guys, you can see how well this beans has cooked, but for me, I love my beans very soft, so I'm still going to proceed to cook this. Okay, so yeah, the next ingredient is the sweet potato and the ripe plantains. Trust me, this combination is bad. It's really delicious. So I just added that, and I added some more water to cook the potato and the plantains. Remember, you can use more potatoes, more plantains, whichever way you want, but this is just how I wanted to mix it, incorporate it. Okay, so I'm just going to stir that, and then I'll cover the pot and allow that beans to still cook, because trust me, I love my beans to be soft. Okay. So guys, my beans are softened nicely, and the plantain and everything is ready. So the beans got this soft because of the onions. So if you don't like your beans this soft, you can cook halfway or whichever way you want. So I'm just going to set that aside and proceed to the next phase. Now the next phase is putting the frying pan on fire and adding in my palm oil. Now I know what you're going to say at this stage. You'll be like, oh, this oil is too much. Why is she pouring so much oil? Oh, the oil is so much. Relax, okay? Relax and trust the process. So the next thing is I'm adding in my onions. I'm just going to fry that a bit. So after frying the onion a bit and making sure it has released its flavor into the palm oil, the next thing I'm adding is my fresh tomatoes, my diced fresh tomatoes. And I'm also going to add my pepper mix. In here is the Scotch bonnet pepper and ginger. Okay, so that's the combination of my pepper mix. Like I said earlier, don't worry, I'm going to list everything in the description box. All you have to do right now is just follow the process. Okay, trust the process, because these beans is about to bang. Okay, so I'm just going to fry that and make sure that it's properly fried, and I'll proceed to add my cooked mackerel and panla fish. That is what we have in here. I cooked the fish with salt, pepper mix, and also my seasoning cube. Okay, so that was what I used to cook the fish. All right, so yeah, I'm just going to stir that in and make sure that it's well incorporated together. So the next ingredient I'm adding in here is my smoked catfish. So I washed this catfish thoroughly with hot water to take off the sand and the dirt. Now, trust me, you really want to use catfish for this recipe because smoked catfish has a way of elevating the taste of your food. Okay, so I'm just going to stir this and then I'll proceed to add the next ingredient. So the next ingredient I'm going to add in is the crayfish. Now, you guys already know, if you've always been watching my videos, you already know my principle. Always be generous with your crayfish. So you see all those crayfish you saw, I'm going to use all of them, but for now I'm just going to use like half of it to fry the sauce, and then the remaining half you're going to see where I'm going to put that later. So after adding the crayfish, I'm just going to stir that up, to combine all of the ingredients together, and after that is done, I'm going to proceed to add the next ingredient. Now this next ingredient is the star ingredient to this recipe. It's going to elevate the taste of this beans. Okay, now this is the star ingredient, which is my peppersoup spice. Trust me, this ingredient takes the taste of your beans to a whole new level. So I'm going to add this much quantity into the sauce. Okay, so this is my go-to ingredient when I'm making something like a local kind of dish, especially a dish that has palm oil in it. Okay, the next ingredient I'm adding in here is salt and 2 seasoning cubes. The last ingredient that is going into the sauce is my dry scent leaf. Okay, so you can use fresh scent leaf if that's what you have, but I do not have the fresh one. This is dry, but trust me, scent leaf is scent leaf, and it still has this aroma and this taste that it adds to your meal. So after adding that, I'm just going to give that a quick stir and I'll set that aside. So guys, after that is done, I just proceeded to pour in that hot sauce into the pot of beans and plantain and potato and sweet potato. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to give that a proper stir, so all the ingredients can combine together. And I'm not going to add water to this. Remember, there's still water in that beans. Don't mind the fact that it has come together, but then I'm just going to stir this properly, to mix everything together, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Now, can you see how colorful and beautiful this beans is looking? It's looking absolutely inviting. So now this is the remaining crayfish. You remember this crayfish, right? Yeah, this is the part where I get to add it in, and I'm also going to add some salt into this pot. I told you do not add water yet. As you can see, the water in the beans is already bubbling. It's already cooking. So yeah, I'm just going to add some salt and I'm going to stir this up. stirring and combining together, I just decided to taste this, and it was so delicious. Just that it was missing, you know, seasoning cube, but I'm going to add one more seasoning cube to this. Now you can see how that bean soaked in all this oil. So you see why I said relax and trust the process, because trust me, that oil was not much. Okay, so I proceeded to add in one more seasoning cube into this. Remember, I always say taste your food. Don't be scared to taste your food. That's the only way you can know what to adjust and what not to adjust. Okay, so after adding in the seasoning cube, I just proceeded to stir that up to combine the ingredients together. And after that, I'm going to taste this to know what it tastes like, and I'll proceed to cover that up and allow it to cook properly for a few more minutes, and that will be it. So at this point the beans is ready, but I just decided to show you. Have you seen why I said do not add water again to the beans? Because when it starts boiling, the water in the beans already is going to just spring up from nowhere. Okay, so yeah, this is what it looks like. And at this point, the aroma in my kitchen, it was something else. Like, I couldn't even wait for this to be ready, like, so I can start eating. So at this point, guys, the beans is ready. I just proceeded to turn off the gas and cover this halfway and allow it to cool down before it can be eaten or served. So guys, our delicious beans is ready, and I proceeded to serve this in my plate with my fried fish. You can serve this with whatever you want to serve it with, or you can just eat it like that. Trust me, this is the most delicious beans you've ever tasted. So would you be trying out this recipe? Let me know in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos. I love you guys. Thanks for watching as always. Bye.